welcome to the Follow special. And today we have with us Ranvir Shorey. Talked about Mithya is because people usually, refer to you as an actor who's seen more in comedies. You have had a Bheja Fry, you have had a Khosla Ko Khosla, a lot of comedy, even a Chandni Chowk to China for that matter, comedy, right? When in mainstream. But people don't refer to you as a serious actor often.
Well, yeah, I guess it's because the films in which I had comic parts have more of those have done well than the ones where I've done dramatic parts. But I think it's more in the media's head now that I'm a comic actor, and whether I was successful at comedies or not is more a media tag than what people see. When I meet people, I don't think they look at me and say, "Oh, sir, you're a very you're a very good comic actor, but we don't like you in dramatic roles." Yeah, but I mean, it's you know how it is. Success is what matters finally.
Something on your personal life, something just went. I mean, when Konkona and you.
Ready to be slapped, right?
Yeah, completely. I'm good. I could give.
Yeah. Of course, I'm ready.
एक हाथ दूसरा गाल भी दे दूँगा, कोई stress नहीं है. गांधी said. एक गाल से दूसरा गाल भी दे.
But did Gandhi say ask about other people's marriages?
No.
Did Gandhi say that? वहाँ पे तुमको गांधी नहीं दिखता.
इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ. I just want to probe you. But people
अब तुम तो नथुराम गोडसे टाइप कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछोगे मुझे.
When people do ask you about it, how do you react? Because obviously something that
I know for a fact that it's see, this is born out of a perception that the media creates, so people want to know about this about you. While I go out and meet people every day, nobody wants to know. Then why do you want to know? And anyway, I mean, it's what you, if you come here and ask me about my work, I can understand that, because that is the public part of my life is my work. But my marriage is not a part of my public life.
But people, that's what I'm saying, because all the interviews that I've been reading and a lot of subject and a lot of headlines that I've said about, so I just want to know how, when you actually, open the papers or probably, like you said, read stuff online, because like you also said, you and Kongana are still friends, and you have so do you react negatively or do you actually?
Not anymore. Now I just feel bad.
For them?
Yeah. Why are they even trying?
Something as stark is coming up very soon, Titli.
Yeah. Titli is, yes, it's also a dark film. Mithya was also slightly dark. Titli is also slightly dark. And it's a part which is not comic. It's a dramatic part. And it's a part which Kanu said he wrote for me. So that's quite flattering that, Kanu and Sharat wrote a part with me in mind, considering I haven't done something like that before. So I'm grateful to them for writing me in, and it's been great being part of this film.
If there's anything about the character, because I suppose it's a very interesting character, what that one thing about that character that actually you thought is closest to you as the person that you are?
See, actually in Titli, I don't really relate to my character Vikram as much as I relate to Titli's character, the protagonist's character, who in the film is my youngest brother. Because I was also the youngest of three brothers, so I have also been pasted like that. Maybe not as bad, but I've also seen some bit of violence in the family. Meaning, my dad and my brothers used to use corporal punishment to discipline me and to kind of teach me things. So, besides that, I mean, the relationships between the brothers, between the father and the sons, these were things which were very familiar to me. And so, that's why there was an instant connect with the script when Kanu gave me. I completely understood that, maybe not that world, but at least those relationships quite well.
What has been your most comfortable, because like you spoke about tragedies and comedies, where do you find yourself comfortable as an actor?
I find myself comfortable in stories which are great and parts which I feel I can pull off.
I'm trying to understand, and now that you're doing more over the last few years, it's been more of this serious indie films.
What you're asking me is, have I tried to steer away from commercial films? No, I have not made any conscious effort to steer away from commercial films. In fact, recently somebody put a headline that I have said I'm uncomfortable doing commercial films, but I didn't say I'm uncomfortable doing commercial films. I said I am uncomfortable doing masala films. Commercial or independent is nothing which I've looked at. My only point is, if the script is something which feels honest and which grabs you, has, you know, there's a nice story to tell in a not very item sort of a way. I mean, that's my leaning is towards that. Although I have done films which are quite itemish also.
You have done television. You were a part of what would probably be India's first stand-up comedy show, right? The Great Indian
Comedy.
that started the entire trend that we have been seeing after that in last over few years that we have seen. How do you look at this this present scene of comedy on Indian television? And would you ever venture back?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, there are no bridges that I'm burning here, and it just depends on how much work I have and what kind of work I'm getting. So if there's good work in comedy, I would happily jump at it, whether it's TV or film or even online. You know, doesn't matter. But how do I look at comedy today? I think comedy is doing better than ever in India, and I think Great Indian Comedy Show played a key part in that, because it kind of brought it up to a level where it suddenly went mainstream with the Great Indian Laughter Challenge, which was inspired from the Great Indian Comedy Show. And after that, we've seen a, you know, kind of an explosion of stand-up comedy, whether it's live or online or on TV. And that's great, because, you know, comedy is such a great genre. People look at comedy with such a narrow perspective. There is so much in comedy, you know. So many masters have worked in the field of comedy, and none of them overlap, none of them are like each other. You can achieve so many different things in comedy. So I'm really happy.
As a child, did you ever, because I believe you wanted to be a director once upon a time, you came...
When I started, I wanted to, I still am. See, for me, it's one single process. You know, the filmmaking is for me one, and that's how I've studied. Like my diploma was in digital film and video from Xavier's Institute of Communications. I attended. Then later on in life, I went to DFA in New York, Digital Film Academy, there again. So although I did take some training in acting also, most of my training and a lot of my work has been in the holistic process of filmmaking. Which, you know, it's not about whether you're like as an actor, I like to be involved at the creative level also. I might help out a little in production also when I'm on set, you know. For me, it's one big process. And that's how it's always been. I got pushed in front of the camera. I started working behind the camera, but some point in my life, I got pushed in front of the camera at Channel V. And from there on, the journey has been more in front of the camera than behind. But it's not something which I can ever let go of, because it's in my veins, you know, just the whole process. So even if I'm working as an actor, I'm constantly in tune with what's happening on set. So having said that, I am more comfortable around the camera than I am around live audiences.
Okay. As a film, as someone who would like to make films,
what would you prefer? Would you like to do your comedy around the camera or in front of a live audience? What do you enjoy more?
I have not tried any yet. No one has given me an opportunity. लेकिन अगर कभी देने का, I mean, जहाँ पे पैसा मिले मैं कर लूँगा सच में.
Oh man, this is.
I'm Bikao.
So young and so wise.
I'm very Bikao. As a filmmaker, someone who wants to make films, and probably who also observes a lot of films and watches a lot of films, you like I said, you actually have been a part of different genres of film, commercial or it be in indie. What is that one thing about commercial films that you wish was a part of indie films as well?
Budget. Budget. See, because there is such wastage in masala movies of resources. If even half of those resources were given to a more honest team with little more integrity, it would be great.
Ranvir, one thing that fans should know about you and they don't know about you yet.
Well, I think there's a lot the fans don't know about me, and there's a lot that the fans know about me which is not true. So, so it's an uphill task, thanks to fine human beings like yourself. It's called lost in translation, lost in publishing, where actually you.
I've never done anything like that.
No, not you, maybe. I mean,
fine human being like me. Okay, thanks. I take that credit. But I'm serious. But like people probably don't know that you play the piano.
I'm sure that's one thing they don't know. But there are many things which they know which are not true, probably.
Just an example.
That I have a mean attitude.
Really?
I've heard it. I've heard it.
Do you read?
Books or do you read? No, I mean, don't go by the books here because half of them are unread and some of them are half read. So, yeah, I mean, I used to read a little more before the internet kind of took over my life. So, most of the reading nowadays is, instead of books, is, kind of articles and stuff which I read online. So, it has taken a beating reading books. But now, as you can see in my own, where I have little more headspace, I have started back. I've slowly returned to.
So is this single life, or how does it? What is this? How do you define this life?
Yes, this is my single home, my friend.
How do you define this life? Bachelorhood? How do you define this life?
I'm a single parent, yeah. What do you mean? Bachelorhood means
No, I said like bachelor. No, I mean sir, because I mean bachelor.
I can't erase.
No, I'm not saying that. I say is this as good as being a bachelor again? A single, the bachelor pad or something?
Bachelor. How is it like being like a
just
bachelor?
the carefree stuff. But
How is it carefree? When you have a 4.5-year-old, how is it carefree?
That's what I want to know.
When you have, so no, it's not. It's not a bachelor's life. Stop calling it a bachelor's life.
Okay, quick fives here. Your favorite film?
Oh, all-time favorite. That's a very difficult one. Don't do that to me. One film out of all. I mean, for a guy who loves movies and music, you're asking one. Oh man. All-time favorite.
First thing that.
Oh God, no, I can't name one film.
Director.
Oh no, one director.
मजाक हो गया रजत कपूर ही बोल दो कुछ नहीं तो मतलब seriously मतलब anything but probably a felony or anyone who do you have who was probably left.
These are people I've worked with or people.
No, otherwise so the people who have actually left a mark on your mind. Like you've
I have lot of influences, yeah, frankly. From Hitchcock to and before and after. I mean, there's many. So I mean, I can't name one film, and just for the sake of satisfying you, I'll say that I really enjoyed Tropic Thunder, which was a comedy film directed by Ben Stiller. So I really like that film.
What is the best dish that you cook?
Best dish that I cook? Well, I can make like a mutton curry, chicken curry. I can make salads. I've been working a lot on Asian salads.
Your son likes any of them?
The salads? He's too young to enjoy salads. Oh no, he eats fruits with me.
Okay, and favorite book probably?
Catch-22, Joseph Heller. I've read. That's probably one of the few books that I've read more than once.
And finally, the best career moment so far?
Best career moment? Hey, that's a tough one, yeah. Actually, nothing great has happened in my career.
21 years of work.
I think Khosla and Pyar Ke Side Effects being hits just a week apart. That week changed a considerable amount of my life. Because both released 1 week apart from each other. Both were successful. Both had me in comic roles, but doing very different comic roles. So I think that's the best week I have had in my career in films.
Which is better, Meteor?
Which is better? Oh man, this is a tough one.
Don't do this to me.
But how can you compare two films?
See, it's always that's the fun of it.
See,
we can do our
I'll be honest with you. See, I don't know I can't say as a film because they are very different. But I had a more challenging part in Mithya than I had in Titli. Although the process of Titli, work in Titli was very intense. It was probably more intense than Mithya.